audio on a Friday night, followed by a video presentation about an hour after the game. The Bearcats will be going east to west, meaning they'll go left to right as I view the game. I'm in the home press box in Raymondville, and back to return the kick stands Jacob Pozas, the junior, who will also be the quarterback tonight for the Raymondville Bearcats to start this ball game. Meanwhile, the Bobcats will be kicking it off from the 40-yard line. And all the pregame ceremonies is in the books, and we are ready to roll. Again, a big crowd on hand. Plenty of fans on the side of the Rio Hondo Bobcats, and always plenty here on the side of the Bearcats on their home field. Bearcats take on Port Isabel next week. Rio Hondo takes on Progresso. Here's the kickoff, and away we go. It's a short kick, fielded at the 30-yard line to the 35-yard line, bouncing it to the outside, trying to stay on his feet, getting through a couple tackles, but giving up some ground this time is Justin Cantu. He'll be brought down back around the 30-yard line, but forward progress should get him out to about the 33. And that's where the Bearcats of Raymondville will start this ball game with their first possession. Bearcats will have Jacob Pozas at the quarterback. We'll take a look at who will be his primary guys back there with him. Marcus Capetillo's had a big season thus far. Zoravian Armendariz, also one of the key factors in tonight's ball game. They come out in a shotgun formation, one receiver wide, another out to the left. Now three receivers on the right-hand side, man in motion left to right. Hand off to the motion man, hitting the backfield, and down he goes. Justin Cantu on the carry, and he'll end up losing 3 on the play. Second down and 13, make it second and 15. That's a 5-yard loss on the first play from scrimmage for the Bearcats of Raymondville. Football all the way back at their 28-yard line. 11:26 and counting here in the first quarter of play. Bearcats with the football. Receiver out wide left-hand side is Xavier Ledesma. Pozas on a shotgun, shifts a couple of guys over to the left side. They'll overload that side. Now send a man in motion. That's Armendariz. Here's Armendariz on the sweep. Tries to turn the corner. Gets out maybe a yard on the gain. Quickly brought down there. Stringing the play out was Troy Macias defensively for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. A gain of 1 ends up bringing up a 3rd and 14, and quickly it's a 3rd and long situation for the Raymondville Bearcats. Pozas has 2 receivers right-hand side. Bobcats of Rio Hondo pinning their ears back, showing something coming from the right side. They'll back off. Here comes pressure. Penalty flag on the play. That pass is over the middle, tipped and intercepted by the Bobcats across the 35-yard line down to the 31. Now we'll take a look at the penalty. Bobcats with a pick. Take a look at the penalty flag. It may be the defense jumped off sides. Right now the Rio Hondo Bobcats aren't buying that. They're saying that it was against the offense. If it is, it's going to be a turnover, and it will be offsides against Raymondville. So the turnover stands, and the Raymondville Bearcats cough it up at their own 31-yard line, and Rio Hondo takes over in good shape. It was a tip pass, but an interception nonetheless. Bobcats now up to the line. Offense on the field for the first time in the evening. Josiah Ortega, the quarterback, shifts it back out of the backfield, empty backfield on a first down play. Drops back to throw. Here come the penalty flag. Swings it past right side. It's caught by Frank Hernandez. Hernandez quickly brought down as Justin Cantu makes a tackle. That'll be a gain of maybe a yard if the play stands, but the way the penalties were raining in, this too could be against the offense. In this case, it'll be against the Bobcats of Rio Hondo. Clock stops with 10:14 remaining, and here comes the call from the official. That's a false start against Rio Hondo. Stays first down. But the Bobcat drive will in essence now start at the 36 of the Rio Hondo Bobcat, or the Raymondville Bearcats. After the pick, defensively, the Bobcats in good shape on the first time their offense is on the field. 2 receivers left side. Receiver out in the slot on the left side as well. Single back in the backfield. In motion goes Adrian Torres. And they'll fumble the football, and the Bobcats are fortunate to get on the ball, but they'll lose more yardage all the way back to about the 41. Ortega stuck that out there as Adrian Torres, the motion man, was coming by, and they got a little confusion there as to who was going to keep the ball. It hit the ground. Bobcats recover. Second down, now call it 20, every bit at 20 yards to go. Ball all the way out at the 42-yard line of the Bearcats on second down. Looking to throw. Here comes pressure up the middle. Running off to the right-hand side. Now firing a pass over, and it's going to be incomplete. Great pressure that time by the Bearcats all over Josiah Ortega. Justin Cantu was the man in there first, but he had some help as they got some penetration and flushed him out of the pocket. Incomplete pass. Makes it third and about 20 yards to go. They got to get it inside the 22-yard line to get a first down. But the Bobcats are setting out at the 41.5 of the Bearcats of Raymondville. 9:28 to go here in the first quarter. Shotgun formation. Ortega drops back to throw. Here comes pressure again. Sets up a screen. It's caught, but quickly covered up on a big hit that time by the Bearcats. Zambrano with a big hit. They give up a few yards, but nothing real big. Daniel Vasquez got the catch. Got a 5-yard gain, but that's well short of first down yardage. And now Bobcats bring in the punting team with the ball sitting at the 37-yard line of the Raymondville Bearcats. Rio Hondo will try to pin them deep in their own territory. This coming after a turnover on the first drive of the game by the Bearcats of Raymondville. Back in punt formation is Ortega. 2 men back to return this kick, but I don't see any way in the world they're going to get that. Whistle blows. Play clock had got down to zeros. They'll take a delay of game. And in this case, that may be by design by the Rio Hondo Bobcats to give a little more room for Ortega to work, trying to find a corner on this punt. Line of scrimmage back outside the 42-yard line of the Bearcats of Raymondville. We are in the first quarter of play. Each team's had the ball once. Right now, defense has told the story. High snap, Ortega gets it, gets the punt away. Looking for the right side. That's going to be fielded on a return. Out across the 15 to the 20. A block delivered at the 25. Down the sideline to about the 30-yard line. On a return that time by Zaravian Armendariz. And the Bearcats of Raymondville will take over. So they dodge the bullet on the interception. Bearcat offense on the field after this on RealSportsLive.com.
Tex in Harlingen is your source for lifts, wheels, and tires. Talking trucks of any size, any model, and any year. Specializing in accessories with top-of-the-line products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Tex in Harlingen.
Raymondville Bearcats taking over on a first down play. They'll gain a couple yards. Bringing up second down and call it 7.5 yards to go. Bearcats offense on the field for a second time tonight. 7:56 and counting here in the first quarter. Raymondville and Rio Hondo. It's a scoreless game. I think I got a crazy score up there for you, my friends. Let's change that. We don't start with points on the board, do we? Let's take that back down where it belongs. There we go. On a running play to the left-hand side, that goes nowhere for the Bearcats. Much better look on that score. Third down, 7 yards to go for the Bearcats of Raymondville. Anthony Nahara checks in with the play. He'll line up as a receiver out to the right-hand side on this third down play. 2 receivers out to the left-hand side. Nahara isolated on the right. Here comes a man in motion going left to right. That's Justin Cantu. Pass play. Plazas looking downfield. Has a man. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. Over the outstretched arms of the intended receiver. In this case, Ricardo Rebles. And it will be a punt situation for the Raymondville Bearcats. Question coming into this game was just how aggressive would be these teams coming at each other. They both have plenty of weaponry to score some points, but if they are in too much of a respect of these defenses, this could be a slow-moving game. High punt, middle of the field, fielded by the Bobcats on a fair catch at the Rio Hondo 43. They'll take over for the second time on the game. 6:53 to go in the first quarter. Back after this.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
To help fulfill your retirement needs, come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together.
Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Bobcats, and on a first down play, they'll gain a good 6 yards on a carry by Vasquez. And so the Rio Hondo Bobcats will have it second down and 4. They'll look to throw over the middle. That's going to be well over the head of Cross Gonzalez. Pressure again coming up the middle by the Bearcats. Noe Zambrano back in that backfield. He and Justin Cantu have been applying plenty of pressure to start this ball game, as Ortega just has little to no time to read this defense on these pass plays. Third down, still 4 yards to go for the Bobcats. Ortega in a shotgun, takes it, drops back, rolls out this time to buy some time, but here comes pressure up the middle. He's going to be hit, gets away from one, won't get away from another, and down he goes. Coming in there to make the final stop was Anthony Torres. And so a stop by the Bearcats defensively, and the Bobcats of Rio Hondo will have to punt again. Ortega, he sprinted out on the initial snap, trying to buy him some time, but literally ran right into the defenders coming at him. And then there was pursuit coming in from behind. Punt situation for the Bobcats. Good snap, they'll get the kick away. End-over-end kick, drives the return men back inside their 10. Coming out across the 15-yard line for the Bearcats, trying to make something out of nothing, but a Marcus Capetillo effort results in the ball coming out right at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Bearcats will take over, 1st and 10. Billy Watson down on the field taking some photos. He'll be up here to talk things over with me at halftime. I was down visiting with some of the other media representatives. Channel 4 here doing some live shots. Channel 5 also down here. Of course, we're streaming this game live for you on an audio basis. We'll have a video replay of the game about an hour after the game. Shotgun formation for the Bearcats on first down. See if they open it up offensively here this third time on the field. Quarterback Reed trying to left-hand side Pazas. Going to be hit as he got to the line of scrimmage and taken down. No one fooled defensively on the right side of the defense for the Bobcats. First guy in there underneath the pile was Jose Garcia, senior defensive lineman. And a gain of a yard for Pazas on his first carry of the game. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Bearcats of Raymondville. 4:54 and counting here in this first quarter of play. Bearcats overload the right side with receivers. 3 lined up there. A single receiver left side on 2nd and 9. Rolling out right side, swinging it in the flats. Big hit delivered, and down goes Justin Cantu. He'll catch the pass but lose 3 on the play as 2 defenders were there to make the stop. Third and every bit of 12 yards to go for the Bearcats. That's a completed pass for Pazas. He's got now 1 of 3 with an interception and incomplete pass, and then that one completed for negative yards. So the passing game hasn't opened up at all thus far for the Bearcats. They'll throw again on third down. A lot of time this time, and going for a deep ball. Downfield, got a man inside the 40, caught. Down to the 30-yard line of the Bobcats. A big hit and a big catch for Armendariz. Armendariz made the catch in traffic. That's a 52-yard catch. And it all started with time given to Jacob Pazas. The quarterback for the Bearcats had a ton of time to deliver that pass. Running play now for the Bearcats to the right-hand side, and that will go for nothing. Maybe a yard gain on that play on a first down carry by Justin Cantu. I said I was kind of sensing to see if these teams would open it up here. The third time the offense is on the field. Bearcats went over the top on that big play. Now trying to capitalize on that. Second down, 10 yards to go from the Rio Hondo Bobcat 31. Shotgun formation for Bazaz. Single receiver left side, or check that, 3 receivers left side. Motion man, they fake the pitch. Swing pass, left-hand side, and a catch is made for about a 5-yard gain out to Justin Cantu. That's Ledesma out there on the catch, so a 5-yard gain. Third down coming up for Raymondville, and if you're Rio Hondo, you just exhale after giving up that big 52-yard pass completion and then try to see if you can get a stop right here. Big third down play here. 3rd and 6 for the Bearcats. 2 backs in the backfield to protect Pazas. Takes a snap. A reverse coming right-hand side with some room. Across the 25 to the 20 to the 15, down to the 10 to the 5 to the pylon. That is a touchdown, Bearcats. Armendariz, a leaping Superman dive into the end zone. "27 yards on the carry. And the Raymondville Bearcats open up the scoring here on the 3rd possession of the game. Clock stops with 2:16 to go in the first quarter of play. Bearcats for the extra point. Good snap, ball is down, kick is up, and just gets away, and it's through the uprights and good. Bearcats up 7-0. Kickoff coming up after this.
Head to downtown Harlingen for great food, shopping, fitness, and fun. Welcome to Coletti's. Take a break for a quick lunch with handmade burgers, pastas, salads, sandwiches, and pizza. After a long day, have dinner with us where we have over 20 new menu items. Join us for Margarita Fridays and live music Fridays and Saturdays on the patio. Make any day memorable at Coletti's. Visit colettis.net. Downtown Harlingen. It's
Fans having some fun here in Raymondville, Texas on a Friday night as their Bearcats did indeed open up the offense on that last possession after throwing an interception to start the ball game and then a quick 3-and-out on the second time the offense was on the field. Third time through, open it up with a deep ball over the middle on a completed pass and then with a reverse, take the ball to the house for the first points of the game. Now we'll see if that opens the seal in this game, which again both coaches fully talked about. It could be a high-scoring affair if they both get it rolling. It's kind of like 2 heavyweight fighters out there. The first couple of possessions, tentative, no one really throwing any haymakers, anything big, and then suddenly, bang, Bearcats open it up and put points on the board. Bobcats send back to return this kick. Daniel Vasquez, he'll stand in the middle of the field about his 9-yard line, waiting to receive this kick. Wind not existent. The flag in the west end zone is just standing still. Kickoff underway. This is going to be returnable from the left side. Gonzalez, cross Gonzalez to the 20, runs into his own man. Football comes loose right into the hands of a Bobcat back across the 25-yard line, and a fortunate bounce that time for Rio Hondo. Sam Viennes, the man on the spot. You talk about an anxious moment on the Rio Hondo side. That was it. He just gave up points, and then the football coughed up. But an airborne fumble was recovered. And so the Rio Hondo Bobcats will send the offense onto the field. And we'll see if they open it up now. There's been a lot of pressure by the Bearcats to prevent anything on the passing game. Running play right side, and that goes nowhere. And a nice job that time by Cole Cooley, who was fighting off 2 blockers that time, and he made the tackle as the tailback got to the line of scrimmage. Be a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Bobcats. Play action. They'll look to throw over the middle. Ball incomplete. Gonzalez was there. Nice coverage that time by the Bearcats. James Anderson out there. Incomplete pass, and Ortega out of the gate. Now 1 of 4 in the passing game for 5 yards. He too can open it up, my friends, if given time. And right now that's the difference maker, is that the Bearcats are bringing pressure at Ortega. 3rd and long. Call it 9 yards to go. Bobcats are going to get it outside their 37 to get a first down. Long snap. Deep drop. Pressure over the middle. Pass caught and then covered up. And down goes the receiver. Vasquez, as soon as he caught the ball, was met, wrapped up, and then thrown down by Zambrano. A loss on the play of a yard, and 4th down just like that. I was talking with the guys at La Feria who played both of these teams, and they said if the Raymondville team shows up that beat us, Rio Hondo could be in for a long night because their defense can bring it. Under a minute to go. Low snap. Punt is away by the Bobcats. It's a low punt away from the return man, but they'll blow it dead. And they'll say his knee was down, and so the Bearcats will take over at the 15-yard line of the Bobcats. That's every bit as good as a turnover, my friends, in the books, as the punter had to go down to get that low snap, put a knee on the ground, and they immediately blew it dead. Football at the 15-yard line for the Bearcats, and this is a golden opportunity here at home to seize some momentum and move forward. 52 seconds left in the first quarter. See if the Bearcats go right for the jugular. They got a double tight end set, single back in the backfield behind Pazas on first down. He'll shift the back out of the backfield and now run it on his own. Has some blocker right up the middle, touchdown. How about that call? And Pazas had a wall of blockers and was untouched. 15 yards, touchdown Bearcats. He shifted the final back out of the backfield in front of him and literally had 3 blockers lined up behind the initial line of scrimmage. So he had all those linemen pushing forward and then 3 big bodies coming before Pazas hit the line. By the time he cleared the line of scrimmage, it was a walk to the end zone and the score. Extra point for the Bearcats. And just like that, it is a 14-0 game. Bearcats take advantage of the miscue on the special teams. Kickoff coming up after this. Bearcats on top.
Long.
Monster Car Wash has it all. Bring your ride and we'll make it right. Save $5 on the Golden Monster Wash with your ticket stub. Interior wipe down, vacuum and polish. Relax and grab a bite while we make your ride look new again. That's the good stuff. Monster Car Wash, #1.
If you just graduated high school, are looking to change careers, or to upgrade your job skills, Texas Southmost College is the with over 50 certificates and associate degrees to choose from. TSC has the career for you. At TSC, you get a quality education that's close to home. Earn a certificate or an associate degree and get the education you need for today and tomorrow's job market.
Wouldn't you like to be in demand?
Register now at Texas Southmost College in Brownsville.
Back here at Raymondville, Texas, after 2 consecutive scores, the Bearcats kick it off. Bobcats on the return, bring it out across their 5 to the 10, 15, 20, 25-yard line, 30, and to the 35-yard line. On a return that time by Daniel Vasquez. And now we'll see how the Rio Hondo Bobcats respond to this adversity. You give up a score as the offense opens it up, and then a special teams snap that forced the punter to go down to field it, put his knee on the ground, handed the ball over on their own 15-yard line. Bearcats took one play to turn that into points. And now a 14-0 game. And can the Bobcats adjust on the fly to this pressure being applied by the Bearcat defense? Right now they're showing 5 up front, and here they come. Running play, left-hand side with some room across the 40, trying to bounce it to the outside of the 43-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain for Daniel Vasquez. And if you're the Rio Hondo Bobcats, at the very least here, you want to mount a sustained drive, get a couple of first downs, and settle things down. 19 seconds left. They may not even take a snap. Well, they won't have to take a snap to start the second quarter, and they'll wait for the clock to run down. First quarter, though, belongs to the Bearcats. They lead 14-0. Back after this.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
It's always a holiday at the Restore.
Come check us out at 507 North 1st Street.
Miss a day, miss a deal.
We're open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit us today.
Second down and 4 for the Bobcats. And number 2, Bobcats will be stopped in the backfield by number 45, Derek Otinero.
First play from scrimmage to start the second quarter is a running play by Daniel Vasquez. Goes for a limited 1 yard. And so now it's 3rd and 2 for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. They'll keep plenty of blockers in the backfield on this play. High snap. They'll run it up the middle and just drive forward and get a first down. And again, as I was talking about to close out that first quarter, at the very least, the Rio Hondo Bobcats need to sustain some sort of drive here and pick up a couple of first downs. That time the ball carrier, new guy carrying the ball for the team, is Troy Macias. Macias gains 4 on the play, make it 5. And a new set of downs for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. 3 receivers set right-hand side. Single back in the backfield. They'll run the option. Pitch out right side with a little block, but then the tailback falls down. Vasquez planted, and just as he looked forward to square his shoulders up, his feet slipped out from under him, and so down he goes, no gain on the play. Bobcats have been outgained in this game, 96-19 in the yardage department. And 2nd and 9 coming up. Pass play, got a man. It's going to be tipped away, incomplete. How about a diving play that time by Ricardo Rebles? That play was there. Receiver had separation, but good closing after the ball was in the air by Rebles, the junior, who just prevented a big play for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. Brings up 3rd down and long. Football near the 49-yard line of the Rio Hondo Bobcats. 10:18 remaining here in the second quarter of play. 3 receivers left, 2 receivers right, empty backfield. Let's see if the Bearcats counter with some pressure up the middle. Ortega out of a shotgun, drops back. They do not bring the pressure. It's just a 4-man rush. He's rushed out of the pocket, still looking to deliver a pass. Going to be hit as he throws the ball. Down he goes. Ball was thrown. Incomplete pass, but how about that pressure? Zambrano again in there with terrific pressure, and he wasn't coming initially, my friends. He was standing back kind of taking a look, but as soon as the quarterback broke out of there, out of the pocket, he came with a vengeance. And another play made by this Bearcat defense. Punting time for the Bobcats of Rio Hondo as Ortega stands back in punt formation. Two guys back to return the kick. The snap is a good one. The punt is away. It's a wobbly kick to the right side. It's not going to gain much yardage here. We'll see where they spot it out. It drifted out of bounds, but close to the 40-yard line of the Bearcats. If I'm looking at the official right now, he's walking out. It's going to be beyond the 40, right at the 41-yard line. Raymondville Bearcats with terrific field position with the 14-point lead at their home field. 10:01 to go here in the second quarter. Offense back on the field.
And your Bearcats will take over on the
Band's getting ready to perform here at halftime. We were out here earlier this afternoon, and the band was practicing. Their big performance is tomorrow, the Pigskin Classic. Right now, the football team putting on a little show of their own. Bearcats run an option. Fumble the football. It's a loose ball up the middle. Let's see who gets that. Bobcats say they got it, and they do. Second turnover of the game by the Raymondville Bearcats. And you never know what's going to spark a fire for one of the teams when you've got offensive firepower on both sides of the line of scrimmage. In this case, that's a second turnover by the Bearcats. This one occurs at the 40-yard line of Raymondville. Bobcats up the line. Let's see if they go with a deep ball. Try to take advantage of this in a hurry. Ortega drops back. Play action. Here comes pressure. Sets up a screen. It's tipped and nearly intercepted. It is nearly picked off. Right there was Juan J.J. Rosas. And Rosas would like to get another crack at that. And because of the pressure, Ortega now, Josiah Ortega is just 2 of 7 for 4 yards in the passing game. He has no time to look downfield. He was trying to set up a little screen that time, thinking they could take advantage of the pressure, but there's good coverage behind that by the Bearcats. Here comes pressure again up the middle. Pass in traffic is tipped away incomplete. Gonzalez on the route, but he was covered nicely by Armendariz. And so it's 3rd and 10 for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. And if there were any questions on the Bobcats sideline as to if this Raymondville defense could indeed step it up, they've been answered. 9:43 to go in the second quarter. Shotgun formation for Ortega. Play action, drops back. Here comes some pressure up the middle. He's going to get hit. He's going to get thrown down for a big loss. This guy is Jacob Perez. And that's a loss of 16 yards. And with 9:23 to go, the Bearcats just turn a turnover into a negative drive for the Rio Hondo Bobcats, and they're going to get their hands on the football again after this punt. The name of the game right now is pressure being provided by these Bearcats. A low snap again. Punter gets the ball. High spiraling kick to the right side. Is going to be taking a Rio Hondo bounce inside the 15, down at the 14, and that's where the Bearcats take over. 8:53 remaining in the half. Bearcats with the lead and the ball after this.
There's lots to see and do in the Rio Grande Valley. If this means the world to you, trust your vision to Gulf Coast Eye Institute. For over 25 years, we've served patients with comprehensive care using the latest technology. Our team of doctors cover a wide spectrum of eye care specialties with locations across South Texas for your convenience, and always treat you with compassionate care. We want you to keep seeing and doing everything South Texas has to offer. Gulf Coast Eye Institute, your world, your vision.
Line and now out to the 31-yard line on a nice read that time on first down for Jacob Pozas. Raymondville now with 117 yards of offense compared to just 3 for the Rio Hondo Bobcats here in the first half. Yes, that's 3 yards of total offense for Rio Hondo in the first half, my friends, and that's a pretty close right-on stat for you. First down play. They'll run an option. Right-hand side, nothing there on that carry. Defensively, the Bobcats were there to stop that. Carlos Benitez on the carry. Flag on the play? No.
Second down and about 11.
Second down, call it 11. A loss on the play. Bearcats with 7:56 remaining in the half and the lead. Those of you listening to the audio version, I'll play some replays for you at halftime. Let you see some of the plays that have taken place here in this first half. Dropping back to pass. A lot of time for Pazas. Looks deep downfield. He overthrows everybody by a long shot. Took a hit as he delivered the pass. Heaved it in the direction of Xavier Ledesma and an incomplete pass. For Pazas, he's now 3 of 6 in the passing game for 54 yards. He's also been picked once. Stops the clock with 7:38 to go. And Rio Hondo hoping they can get their hands on the football here. Bearcats would like to put together some type of long, sustained drive. They're going to get the ball. Perhaps one more time here in this half, the way this defense has been playing. Pazas rolls out right-hand side. Looking, firing, has a man behind everybody. It's going to be overthrown, incomplete. Cantu got behind the secondary, but an incomplete pass brings up a punting situation for Raymondville. Stops the clock with 7:30 to go. Bearcats right back here at home next Friday. They'll take on the Port Isabel Tarpons, who are quickly coming on the horizon as far as getting coaches' attention as to, well, how good are those? We'll see them next week right here on this field. Punt formation for the Bearcats. Good snap. They'll get the kick away. It's a high, short kick. Drifts out across the midfield stripe, takes a Bearcat bounce, rolls inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line of the Rio Hondo Bobcats, and their offense will make their way onto the field again. And like I said, can they make adjustments on the fly to this pressure being applied by the Raymondville Bearcats? Tomorrow afternoon, I'll be covering some volleyball action as Santa Rosa will be in Lyford. And then I'll make a quick beeline down to Sam Stadium for Harlingen and Hannah football. That's a Saturday game, which means we can have live video. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. They'll look to run the ball off a right side. That's going to get to the 40-yard line. Big hit delivered. Cross Gonzalez was met head on, and then plenty of help. And a short gain of 2 yards. Cooley on the stop again. Clock running with 7 minutes to go in the half. Bobcats. 5 yards of offense, my friends. Shotgun formation. Gonzalez lines up. Waiting for the snap, a direct snap to Gonzalez. Runs an option, hands it off to Vasquez. Vasquez ends up losing a yard on the play. And man, I might as well just say his name every play because Noe Zambrana is somewhere around the ball. Zambrano just spying back there at times, and other times just pinning his ear back and coming into the backfield, sometimes untouched. 6:14 to go. They keep Gonzalez in at quarterback. 2 receivers either side of the field. It's 3rd and long. Gonzalez wants to throw, fires the ball down the left-hand side, and it's incomplete.
Great coverage by number 5.
Down the left sideline was Hernandez. Frank Hernandez actually had a step. But an incomplete pass brings up 4th down for Rio Hondo. I said I thought Raymondville might get the ball back at least one more time here in this half. Looking ahead to the third quarter, the Rio Hondo Bobcats will get the ball to start the second half. Bobcats punt the ball away from the return men. Takes a bounce to 30, field at the 25. Out across the 30-yard line for the Bearcats to the 35, now to the 40. A lot of room, 45. Nice move made again, and then out to the 50-yard line. How about that return for the Bearcats? Nifty return that time by Marcus Capetillo, who made 3 or 4 men miss, who thought they had him dead to rights for the tackle. Bearcat offense back on the field. Half the field to operate with here. 5:41 remaining in the second quarter. This first half has been dominated now by the Raymondville defense, who has given up just 4 yards. Complete offense. Empty backfield now for Pizzas. From the midfield stripe, you can do a lot of things here with your playbook. Up 14 at home. Run a sweep, trying to get to the left-hand side. Nice move made across the 40, down to the Rio Hondo 38-yard line. Carry that time by Justin Cantu. For Cantu now, he's got 3 carries for 10 yards. Bearcats, though, move the chains down to the 37-yard line of the Rio Hondo Bobcats. Pizzas brings him up to the line. Wide receiver wide right is Armendariz. Out to the left-hand side is Ledesma. Single back in the backfield this time is going to be Capetillo. The handoff is the no quarterback keeper. Runs it right-hand side. He's going to be hit. Pizzas taken down. Didn't fool anybody. First guy over there was Jesus Garay. That'll be a stop for no gain on the play. And bring up 2nd and 10. For the Bearcats, 11 carries, 71 yards. They're averaging 6.5 yards per carry on the ground are the Bearcats. In the air, they're 3 of 7 for 54 yards. It's not eye-popping numbers, but it's enough to get the job done when your defense is doing what they're doing. Like to get some points here if you're a Bearcat. Second down play, running play, left-hand side, and it's got some room. Armendariz makes a move down inside the 20-yard line in the red zone. First down coming up.
That'll move the chains, ladies and gentlemen. That means it'll be another Raymondville Bearcat.
For Armendariz, he's got 3 carries now for 47 yards. And timeout called on the field. 4:19 remaining in the half. Bearcats now in the red zone. Already up 14, looking for more. Back after this.
Pass up the savings at Mikasa Furniture. Score big at Mikasa Furniture.
7533 Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville.
Back here in Raymondville on a Friday night. I know they said it was going to warm up, but man, they turned the air on up here, and it's cooling down as if it were 90 outside. I know it's not 90 out there, but good spot to call the game nonetheless. Bearcats up 14-0. 4:19 left here in the half. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line of the Bobcats. Pizzas takes a snap, turns, hands the ball off, making a couple of guys miss as Capetillo gets it down to the 15-yard line. He'll gain 2, maybe 3. Give it a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Raymondville with 4 minutes left here in the half. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. The Bobcats of Rio Hondo has 2 timeouts left. And I'm guessing Rocky James and company wants to get to halftime and see what they can do to draw up some adjustments. Running play, Pizzas hitting the backfield this time. Penalty flags away from the play. Pizzas goes down, but now we'll take a look at the penalty that came on the far side of the field. It would have been a loss of about 4. Did see one of the Bobcat players was down. That'll be a 15-yard penalty against the Raymondville Bearcats. You could see a defender go down back there. I didn't see the exact play. But when the flags came raining in, he was laying down. There were two blue jerseys standing over the top of him. So they spotted something in a 15-yard penalty. Bearcats still on second down now from the 29-yard line of the Bobcats. Capetillo stays in the backfield. Pazaz swings a pass right side. It's going to be caught by Cantu. Makes one man miss. Can't make the second one miss. It's a short gain on the play of maybe 3 yards. Football back to the 27-yard line of the Rio Hondo Bobcats. They're showing some replays on the scoreboard. Some of the big plays of the first half already. I'll get to those. I think they're just practicing up. But, man, they're jumping the gun on our video side when you're watching these replays. Third down play. Bearcats want to throw. Pazaz now has a run. Right-hand side looking for a block. Steps out of bounds. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. And it brings up an interesting choice here for the Bearcats, who immediately run out the kicking team. Fourth down, call it 11 yards to go. Ball down at the 19-yard line of the Rio Hondo Bobcats. And they'll try what is going to be a 37-yard field goal by Saul Garcia from the right hash mark. High snap, they get it down, the kick is away. It's got enough room, it's got enough distance, and it's online. Field goal good from 37 yards out. It's a 17-0 game. Bearcats tack on more. Kickoff coming up after this. Looking to add that special look to your home? Then stop by Nip and Tuck Draperies in downtown Harlingen. With a wide assortment of draperies, blinds, bedspreads, and more, they specialize in creating exactly what you want. Quilting done right in the shop, in the workroom. Open Monday through Friday, or call today for free estimates at 956-428-4331. Visit us on Facebook or stop by 214 East Jackson. It's Nip and Tuck Draperies as you shop downtown Harlingen.
Student section, make some noise.
Fans having some fun here at Raymondville, Texas on a Friday night, October 19th. Real Sports Live officially 1 year old tonight, my friends. We started it off a year ago tonight with a broadcast. We've done 580-plus games since in 1 year. Kickoff coming up by the Bearcats. High kick. Back inside the 10, about the 6-yard line. Out across the 5 to the 10, 15, 20. Now a lot of room to the 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and more. 50-yard line on the return for the Bobcats down the left side. They won't catch Vasquez today. Touchdown, 95 yards. No flags on this one. Kickoff return for a touchdown.
That'll be a touchdown for the Rio Hondo Bobcats.
And so no offense whatsoever in the first half for the Bobcats of Rio Hondo. And they find a way to get points on the board using the special teams. Vasquez had to backpedal for the return, but once he got going forward, he stayed primarily in the middle of the field till he got to the midfield stripe and then veered left and was gone. Extra point coming up for Rio Hondo. Still 2:10 left here in the half, meaning the Bearcats will get the ball again. Good snap, ball down, kick up, long, high, and good. 10-point game. Raymondville on top. Rio Hondo with their first points. Kickoff coming up after this.
Bring it up to Raymondville Bearcats 17.
close.
We are this close of uncertainty
To making history. This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again.
This close. We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close. If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
I opened Alex Restaurant with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alexandria, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
If you're looking for custom hats, shirts, or jackets, then you want Master Stitch. Custom embroidery and screen printing are what we do. Any logo or design, great quality at the right price. For shirts like this, it's Master Stitch. 2500 US 281 Edinburgh.
Bearcat offense. Now let's see if they can generate something here. With 2:04 to go, and they may need these extra points here before this is all said and done. Running play right-hand side. Bouncing off a couple of tacklers, spinning forward, but no yards available on the carry by Justin Cantu. Minute 36 and counting here in the half. Pazas on a 2nd and 12. Rolls left-hand side, looking for a block. Got across the 40-yard line. Steps out of bounds at the 42. Ends up gaining 9 on the play. 3rd and short coming up now. Clock stops for the Bearcats with 1:23 left here in the half. Bearcats 3rd and 2 coming up. Bobcats of Rio Hondo would like to get a stop right here and just see what happens. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. Don't forget that as you take a look at this score right now. Shotgun for Pazas. Man in motion left to right. He rolls right. Looking for a block. Drives forward. Is going to get hit and thrown down. Bobcats there to make the stop. And with 1:13 to go here in the half, Bobcats right now not looking like they want to stop the clock. Now they will. They'll burn their second time out of the half with 1:07 to go. And now you hold your breath again on the, you had a 17-0 lead if you're the Bearcats. You gave up the kick return for a touchdown. Now you have to punt the ball back. Remember, Rio Hondo's going to get the ball to start the second half. But you hang your hat on what the defense has done in the first half on the Bearcat side of things. They've given up just 4 yards of offense. 4. That's all through the air. 2 of 9 in the passing game for 4 yards. The rushing game, how about 11 yards or 11 attempts, 0 yards on the ground for the Rio Hondo Bobcats in the first half. Back to punt the ball is Dion Castillo for the Bearcats. Cross Gonzalez stands at his 20-yard line to return the kick. Kick is away. Short kick to the right side. Bounces out of bounds near the 35-yard line of the Rio Hondo Bobcats. With a minute left here in the half, they'll bring the offense onto the field. Bearcats had brought intense pressure throughout the first half. Bobcats really with a minute left and a timeout. They have time to move the ball downfield. Empty backfield, 5 receivers set, 3 to the left, back at the quarterback spot now. They'll look to throw. Incomplete pass over the middle. Ortega back in at quarterback. Ortega in the game, 2 of 9 for those 4 yards. Stops the clock with 57 seconds left here in the half on that incomplete pass. And as it becomes 2nd and long, and if it gets to 3rd and long, that swings the advantage back in the hands of the Bearcats of Raymondville, who have been able to get pressure on Ortega. Empty backfield again. He's going to run this time up the middle. Has some room. Across the 40, 50-yard line, 45. Football comes loose. Picked up by the Bearcats and coming back the other way to the 30. Back to the 35, to the 37-yard line. Bearcats get it. It was a big play, but then a fumble. Now, there's 2 flags on the play. There's 1 flag over near a block in the back on the return. There's another flag about the time the quarterback lost the football. That came out a lot earlier. We'll take a look at the call by the officials here. If it's offsetting, we're coming back. Pretty apparent the second flag was going to be on a block in the back. But what's this first flag? Let's take a look here and see what the call is. They're still discussing it. After the change of possession. So 2 fouls are going to be called against the Bearcats. They're going to get their hands on the football. So Ortega ended up with a 16-yard gain. But then a fumble gives the ball to the Raymondville Bearcats. Now spot the ball down. Right now they've got it spotted at the 29 of Raymondville. 42 seconds left in the half. Well, the Bearcats open it up and go for something deep. They've got 3 timeouts left here in the half. Pozas under center will take a knee. They do not have to take, well, they will have to take 1 more snap. Official spots the ball down with 30 seconds on the game clock and now 40 seconds on the play clock. They won't have to take a snap. Raymondville Bearcats. I got decoyed by the score clock operator up here. That'll do it for the first half. A half dominated defensively by the Raymondville Bearcats. Bobcats of Rio Hondo can hang their hats on a kick return that puts 7 points on the board. But 10 points is the lead for the home team. Bearcats lead this one 17-7. We'll be back. You're watching this, listening to it live on RioSportsLive.com.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Elevate your space in decorative wall panels from Sinlu. Our modular designs fits any size room. Choose from a wide variety of textures and finishes. Artisans handcraft your new wall panels using our exclusive process and materials. Call Sinlu now to beautify your home or office.
If you drive a truck, we're looking for you. Roland's Transportation is now hiring non-CDL drivers for FedEx ground delivery routes. You must be 21 years or older, have 1+ year driving a 15-foot or larger box truck, have a clean background check, a clean driving record, and be able to provide a driving employment history. There are multiple open spots available. If you have what it takes to be part of our growing team, don't wait. Call, text, or email to apply today.
Back here in Raymondville, Texas on a Friday night. Thanks again for joining us. The band are right now getting ready to perform for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. Again, both of these bands will be performing in the pigskin competition tomorrow. We hope the rains hold off for that as well, my friends. And there were some anxious moments this afternoon as they were out practicing up and getting set here on the home of the Bearcats. Right now our score is 17-7. Those of you listening to the audio version of this, I'm going to see if we can throw some highlights at you and let you take a look at what happened in the first half of this football game. Bearcats on top 17-7, and their defense is the story.
The new location for Children's Depot in Wesco is a third facility within our family offering high-quality education and infant care. Classrooms are filling fast, so take advantage of open enrollment today. School readiness curriculum, including science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Children's Depot, the education station.
Lone Star National Bank is the #1 lender to small businesses in the Valley. For 35 years, we have invested in the health and well-being of our community. Lone Star National Bank. For 35 years, the Valley's bank.
Stop today at 523 Express Printing, 1 block from UTRGV in Edinburgh. For copies, school, marketing, or fundraising materials, it's the place for printing needs. Business cards, labels, invitations, letters, signs, banners, and more. Call 523 Express Printing today.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Truck Techs in Harlingen is your source for lifts, wheels, and tires. Talking trucks of any size, any model, and any year. Specializing in accessories with top-of-the-line products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Techs in Harlingen.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Services have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
To help fulfill your retirement needs, come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together.
Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Head to downtown Harlingen for great food, shopping, fitness, and fun. Welcome to Coletti's. Take a break for a quick lunch with handmade burgers, pastas, salads, sandwiches, and pizza. After a long day, have dinner with us where we have over 20 new menu items. Join us for Margarita Fridays and live music Fridays and Saturdays on the patio. Make any day memorable at Coletti's. Visit colettis.net. Downtown Harlingen. It's where you belong.
Monster Car Wash has it all. Bring your ride and we'll make it right. Save $5 on the Golden Monster Wash with your ticket stub. Interior wipe down, vacuum, and polish. Relax and grab a bite while we make your ride look new again. That's the good stuff. Monster Car Wash, #1.
If you just graduated high school, are looking to change careers, or to upgrade your job skills, Texas Southmost College is the place to start. With over 50 certificates and associate degrees to choose from, TSC has the career for you. At TSC, you get a quality education that's close to home. Earn a certificate or an associate degree and get the education you need for today and tomorrow's job market.
Wouldn't you like to be in demand?
Register now at Texas Southmost College in Brownsville.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
It's always a holiday at the Restore.
Come check us out at 507 North 1st Street.
Miss a day, miss a deal.
We're open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit us today.
There's lots to see and do in the Rio Grande Valley. If this means the world to you, trust your vision to Gulf Coast Eye Institute. For over 25 years, we've served patients with comprehensive care using the latest technology. Our team of doctors cover a wide spectrum of eye care specialties with locations across South Texas for your convenience, and always treat you with compassionate care. We want you to keep seeing and doing everything South Texas has to offer. Gulf Coast Eye Institute, your world, your vision.
Don't pass up the savings at Mikasa Furniture. Score big at Mikasa Furniture.
7533 Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville.
Looking to add that special look to your home? Then stop by Nip and Tuck Draperies in downtown Harlingen. With a wide assortment of draperies, blinds, bedspreads, and more, they specialize in creating exactly what you want. Quilting done right in the shop, in the workroom. Open Monday through Friday, or call today for free estimates at 956-428-4331. Visit us on Facebook or stop by 214 East Jackson. It's Nip and Tuck Draperies as you shop downtown Harlingen. Live.com. We are at halftime with the marching bands performing, getting set for their pigskin. Take a look at this football game. 17-7 is your score. 19 minutes on the clock before the second half kickoff. And let's look at it from a statistic perspective. Raymondville, 16 carries, 110 yards on the ground, 4 of 8 through the air for 57 yards. That's 167 yards of offense. Meanwhile, the Rio Hondo Bobcats, 12 carries, 16 yards. 2 of 10 in the air, 4 yards, 20 yards of total offense for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. For Raymondville, 6 carries for Jacob Pazaz for 48 yards on the ground. Leads away Zaravian Armendariz right behind him with 3 carries for 47 yards. In the air, again, Pazaz 4 of 8 for 57 yards. Big reception was Armendariz, who had a catch for 52 yards in that first half. Raymondville, with all the statistics you want to talk about. On the Rio Hondo side, there is just no individual statistics to talk about at all. Daniel Vasquez has 6 carries for 14 yards, which would mean you should have some positive yards on the ground. But everyone else was negative on carrying the football as there was intense pressure applied by the Raymondville Bearcats throughout that first half. Ortega, 2 of 9 for just 4 yards in the air. Now, Billy Watson was down on the sidelines, and now let's see. Do the statistics reflect what you saw down there, my friend?
Well, the score certainly doesn't. You see that Rio Hondo's only produced 20 yards of offense, but they got bailed out by a kick return for a touchdown, and that absolutely put them back in this game. But the stats clearly show that Raymondville is definitely dominating this game on the offensive and defensive side. The keynote defensive man, Noe Zambrano, a couple deflections and some big-time tackles for a loss. That's driving the Rio Hondo offense nuts.
I said at one point, I might as well just say his name every play because he's in the backfield, and it looks like they're using him as a spy. He's keeping an intense look on where Josiah Ortega goes. When Ortega makes a move, that's when Zambrano makes his move, and he is literally in on every play. So from the Rio Hondo perspective down on the field, could you tell body language that, something may have been coming on that kick return, Billy? Because I know they're looking for anything they can build some momentum off of.
Well, Coach Rocky James told us earlier on in the season his running back Danny Vasquez is, quote, one of the best in the valley, and he clearly showed off his speed on the kickoff return. And honestly, you just gotta get your offense going. That, like I said before, it bailed you out. Offense has got to be a lot better in the second half. Defensively, you got to stop Bosas in the run game as well as the air game. Nothing's going right for Rio Hondo. You just got to adjust, talk it over in the locker room, and hopefully get back in this game. They're only down by 10, but the stats aren't lying.
How important was that kick return then to put points on the board and you get the ball to start the second half? I mean, realistically, you're in the locker room telling your kids you can get right back in this football game, Billy, on one drive.
It did. And Raymondville was questioning on the sideline whether they should take it back. They had the ball with 3 timeouts. The coaches were saying they had 1, but one of the coaches was like, no, we have 3 timeouts. And I guess they were comfortable enough with their lead, but you're Rio Hondo, you're talking right now. We're still in this game. We're one of the better teams in the Valley, but no disrespect to Raymondville, but Rio Hondo's got to get it going.
Let's talk about the Bearcats and what they can talk about in the halftime locker room. Starting the game, Billy, it appeared as though it was kind of like a heavyweight fight. There was no one throwing any haymaker punches, and Raymondville kind of started out walking through the motions on their first 3 possessions, and then suddenly snapped the fingers over the top, 52-yard completion, and the offense just exploded for 17 points.
And that kind of got Rio Hondo caught off guard there. And we were going back and forth, offensive, defensive drives, and nothing was going for either team. And then, like you said, snap, and Raymondville explodes, and they got the 2 touchdowns. And Bosas is excited. The Bearcats are excited to go in that locker room right now. They just got a couple things to fix up. Like I said before, Danny Vasquez, that's a critical touchdown, keeping Rio Hondo in this one. You're happy if you're Raymondville, though.
They're up 17-7. That's Billy Watson. I'm Joe Bowling. We'll take a break, get you set for the second half. The Raymondville Bearcat Marching Band about to take the field. Final performance before their pigskin competition, which takes place tomorrow. 17-7 your score. Halftime. Back after this.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close. Of wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
I opened Alex Ron with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alex and Raw, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
If you're looking for custom hats, shirts, or jackets, then you Master Stitch. Custom embroidery and screen printing are what we do. Any logo or design, great quality at the right price. For shirts like this, it's Master Stitch. 2500 US 281 Edinburgh.
for over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Elevate your space in decorative wall panels from Sinlu. Our modular designs fits any size room. Choose from a wide variety of textures and finishes. Artisans handcraft your new wall panels using our exclusive process and materials. Call Sinlu now to beautify your home or office.
If you drive a truck, we're looking for you. Rollins Transportation is now hiring non-CDL drivers for FedEx ground delivery routes. You must be 21 years or older, have 1+ year driving a 15-foot or larger box truck, have a clean background check, a clean driving record, and be able to provide a driving employment history. There are multiple open spots available. If you have what it takes to be part of our growing team, don't wait. Call, text, or email to apply today.
The new location for Children's Depot in Wesco is a third facility within our family offering high-quality education and infant care. Classrooms are filling fast, so take advantage of open enrollment today. School readiness curriculum, including science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Children's Depot, the education station.
Lone Star National Bank is the #1 lender to small businesses in the Valley. For 35 years, we have invested in the health and well-being of our community. Lone Star National Bank. For 35 years, the Valley's Bank.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, I'm Joe Bowling, and Billy Watson joins me. We've got 9 minutes left as the Raymondville Bearcat Marching Band continues to perform their pigskin performance that they'll be doing tomorrow in real competition. Billy Watson made the trip back from Lubbock, Texas for that very reason. You'll be attending some pigskin performance tomorrow. And, well, first of all, how are things in Lubbock, Texas these days, young man?
It's cold. People think the 70-degree weather is pretty cold. Well, we just got 32 degrees smacked in our faces up in West Texas, so let me tell you, it's quite a joy, but it's a lot colder than you expect.
Fans who are joining us perhaps for the first time, Billy Watson assisted us with some intern work during the summer and now is back as a sophomore at Texas Tech, originally graduated from La Feria, Texas here in the Rio Grande Valley, and is back here on the sidelines taking some photos. He'll have some photos we'll post on the site a little bit later on. Billy, we talked about this Raymondville Bearcat football team, and out of the gate, they were beaten by La Feria in week 1. And everyone blinked their eyes saying, wait a minute, I thought this was the team that made it to state in 7-on-7 and had all this offensive firepower, and then they got beat. Well, they've turned it around since then. And now, tonight, the defense is saying, don't forget about us either. We're making some plays.
Exactly. Yeah. They began the year with a tough loss to La Feria, but won five or six straight. Got a big win against Orange Grove last week, a former district foe last year. And they're coming into this game with a lot of confidence, thinking they can knock off this tough and recently always dominant Rio Hondo team.
You got to see them in 7-on-7. We sent you up there to cover that. And so you saw these playmakers out there. You knew that this team had the ability to go out there and make the big plays. But I'm not sure anyone saw the defense coming, which is what's coming along. And as that defense gets better, Billy, those guys that were on that 7-on-7 that were making the plays on the offensive side are going to get better too.
They are going to get better. And their defense, like we said, Noe Zambrano was a big key contributor in this first half. He was at 7-on-7 at State as well. He was also a big help defensive-wise for the Bearcats. And one thing I'd like to mention about the Bearcats that they experienced from 7-on-7 at State is the chemistry. Big chemistry buildup coming into this season was very big, and thanks to that state trip. And the experience has brought them to this point, 5-1 record, big district game tonight, and it's all in the field. You could see it on the sidelines.
We talked about it as well. I've talked about it over the years. At 7-on-7, some coaches say, I don't really put much into it. Other coaches say, hey, I want to watch my secondary because that's where I can see my playmakers out there, especially when you're going against these spread offenses or these high-powered offenses with all these playmakers. And what Rio Hondo brings to the table. So you look at it from a coach and say, okay, if my front four can get some penetration, then I truly can get a look at what that secondary can do, and that's what we're seeing here tonight.
Exactly. You don't see much of the offensive line or defensive line in 7-on-7. And like you said, coaches don't like necessarily to put their teams or put so much emphasis on 7-on-7. But in turn, some teams do get stuff out of it, like you said. And going into this game, I mean, both teams took a lot of stuff out of 7-on-7. Rio Hondo had the unfortunate loss to Raymondville that got their first trip, but Rio Hondo is so dominant, and you see the receivers cross. Danny, Adrian Torres, Frank Hernandez, the top wide receiver for Josiah. They're all making the big plays like they have been all season long.
So far, Rio Hondo has completed 2 passes in this game. One to Daniel Vasquez for 5 yards, one for -1. That's it. No receivers caught the ball other than Vasquez in the first half. Oh, by the way, the last time Rio Hondo and Raymondville played on the football field with something on the line, it was a trip to the state 7-on-7 during the summer when Rio Hondo was defeated by Raymondville, making their first trip ever in the history of the school of the program of 7-on-7 to the state 7-on-7 finals. Now, the Rio Hondo Bobcats are making their way back out on the football field. You're Rocky James right now. What put the cap on your head. What do you tell your kids coming out of this halftime locker room?
You simply just got to play better. Frank Hernandez is the top receiver for these Bobcats, and you got to get him the ball a lot more. He has not been targeted, has not caught a ball, and you just got to get your offense going. Like you said, negative yards on the second catch for Danny Vasquez. You got to just fix all the little things, work on the little things, get your pass game going. They've ran the ball a lot this half, and I'd like to see a lot more passing from Josiah, and he has thrown the ball, but it's been a little bit inaccurate. So I like to see Josiah Ortega go into this half, throw the ball better, maybe throw it to Frank Hernandez.
Put on the blue hat with the gold trim. You're Frank Cantu. You're at home. You got a 17-7 lead. Your team just walked out of the halftime locker room. Final words, putting them on the football field if it were you.
You got to finish. You have a great home field advantage. The fans are good, really awesome. The student section is going off. You got to finish. Your offense is clicking. You had a couple of mishaps on the kick return, like I said, but you just got to finish. Put a few more in and get a few stops, and you're going to win this game.
That's Billy Watson. I'm Joe Bowling. Kickoff coming up for the second half. Bearcats lead the Bobcats 17-7. This is RealSportsLive.com.
Stop today at 523 Express Printing, 1 block from UTRGB in Edinburgh. For copies, school, marketing, or fundraising materials, it's the place for printing needs. Business cards, labels, invitations, letters, signs, banners, and more. Call 523 Express Printing today.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
I want to bring it back here on RealSportsLive.com. We are at halftime, getting set for the second half. Our thanks again to Billy Watson for joining us. I want to tell you the story again about Billy Watson. He sent me a message as he was coming back from Lubbock, Texas for the summer after his freshman year at Texas Tech University. He said, hey, I got the chance to see some of the games you were doing in basketball. I'd really like to get some experience. He came on board with us. We got him experience in assisting us with broadcast throughout the spring and summer. And then when he got back to Texas Tech, he was offered a job at the university helping with the video and audio department with the sports. He's not the first guy that I've assisted in doing something like that, and he won't be the last, which is why I'm continually asking at these schools that I'm at, hey, if you have anyone interested in wanting to become a broadcaster or being a part of sports casting in any way, shape, or form, I've got a studio here in Raymondville right now. I've got an open studio with a ton of opportunities, and so I'm looking for more Billy Watsons who not only are coming back from college, but what I'm really looking for is the juniors and seniors in high school who by the time they fill out a college application can say, hey, I had some real-time experience working in sports. I sent a young man up to Lindenwood University who assisted us with some broadcasting, and by the time he got there, he had not only a scholarship, he wasn't even an athlete, he had a scholarship in the audio-visual department, full ride scholarship, got to keep his Pell Grant, and we got him a job making $14 an hour as a broadcaster and a camera operator at Lindenwood University. That's the opportunities that are out there. And so, again, my reach is as the schools are increasing their the cooperation with me. We've done 142 different schools we broadcast games for in 1 year, 500 and something games that we've covered. I'm always looking for that opportunity to provide assistance in these students who want to be, just like I was. When I was a junior in high school, I wanted to be a broadcaster, and doors were opened up through my speech department at the time, and I'm trying to do the same thing. So at Rio Sports Live, that's what we're all about as well. Second half kickoff coming up again, thanks to Billy Watson. This is RioSportsLive.com.
Truck Techs in Harlingen is your source for lifts, wheels, and tires. Talking trucks of any size, any model, and any year. Specializing in accessories with top-of-the-line products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Techs in Harlingen.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
To help fulfill your retirement needs, come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together. Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Pregame warm-up, they were all, I mean, they were.
Receiving will be the Bobcats.
Pumped. Now they've had Raymondville's number for I don't know how many years.
We've got ourselves a great ball game
and
today,
not just
folks.
by close call.
Let's give both of these teams a round of applause.
Back here at Raymondville, Texas on a Friday night, the two teams make their way back on the football field, and those that are listening to the game with our live audio, as the UIL won't allow the video presentation live, but the manner that the two teams took the field to come back out here for the second half. The Bearcats were amped up, ramped up. Billy talked about how the student section down there is just going nuts, and the home crowd is right here backing their team. And the team had some energy coming out of the tunnel. The Rio Hondo Bobcats coming out of their tunnel, that's not the way I've normally seen them come out. They look almost businesslike coming out. It wasn't the normal jump up and down and get excited. It was like, we better get to work. We'll see what plays out. Bearcats will kick it off. Bobcats to return the kick, and away we go. It's a rolling kick up the middle of the field. Fielded at the 20, out to the 25-yard line for the Bobcats to the 30. Sidestep move made to the 35-yard line, and that's where Rio Hondo's offense will take over 1st and 10 to start this second half of play. There was no way in the world the Bearcats were going to kick that deep in the direction of Danny Vasquez. And so Vasquez comes out on the field. He'll have to do his work as the tailback. We've seen Josiah Ortega at the quarterback spot. They've also lined up Cross Gonzalez back in the quarterback spot for the Bobcats. Two backs in the backside on the right side. Pitch back, Vasquez running right with a wall of blockers. Takes it across the 40-yard line to the 45, and immediately you could see an adjustment on the Rio Hondo side of things, just in the alignment as they had 2 extra blockers back in the backfield ahead of Vasquez. He'll gain 9 on his first carry here in the second half. 11:30 to go. Same setup. Shotgun formation. Vasquez running up the middle. Oh, this time it's kept. And down goes the quarterback for a big sack. Ortega was hit untouched coming back there. That's Dylan Ramirez, the sophomore, and I'm telling you, he was untouched, my friends, coming right up the middle, and that's a loss on the play of 7. Ortega was trying to go more play action than not, but there was no play or action. As soon as he looked up, the action was go down. 10:56 to go here in the third quarter. 3 receivers line up to the left-hand side. Empty backfield now for Ortega. It's suddenly 3rd and 6 for the Bobcats on their first possession of the second half. Dropping back Ortega. Has some time. Fires a pass. Man open. That's Vasquez. Caught for a first down. Out to the 49-yard line of the Bobcats. That's an 11-yard catch. Vasquez, his 3rd reception of the night. And that's a rare first down for the Rio Hondo Bobcats in tonight's action. Ball at the 49. If they score here, buckle up. This game is anything but over. On first down, they'll line up again. 2 backs on the right side, just ahead of the quarterback and ahead of Vasquez. They'll run it right side. Vasquez becomes a blocker. And Ortega ducks his head, takes it into Raymondville territory, and then a penalty comes in late. Was going to be about a 4-yard gain, and then the penalty came raining in as they were trying to untangle everyone at the point of the tackle. Early indication it's against the Raymondville Bearcats. It's a personal foul, it's a face mask, and it is against Raymondville. So a 4-yard gain for Ortega, and then tack on 15 penalty yards. And you sense a little momentum change is on the horizon here in this football game if things continue at this pace. Ortega now with a first down inside the 35 of the Bearcats. Takes a snap, hands it off. Vasquez running left-hand side, got some room in the secondary. Vasquez gets down to the 20, then a penalty comes in right at the end of the run. Vasquez would have gained 15, but now we'll sort out this penalty, which may be against the Bobcats. It happened right about the time Vasquez went down, but there was a blocker out in front of him that looked immediately at the official, and you could see him sink his shoulders. It's a sideline warning against Raymondville, so that play will stand. So the Bobcats suddenly with 52 yards of offense, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but compared to the first half, it's a ton. First down play. Here's Vasquez again, running right-hand side. Drags a man this time all the way inside the 15-yard line to the 14. Zambrano on the tackle, but the difference in the first half and the second half is Zambrano making a tackle in the secondary after a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 for the Bobcats from the 15. Football in the middle of the field between the hash marks. Ortega lines him up. Has 2 blockers on the left-hand side. Vasquez a deep back in the backfield out of a shotgun. Vasquez lined up a good 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Turns, hands the ball off to Vasquez, running left-hand side. Danny Vasquez, touchdown, Bobcats. Untouched left side, 8:46 to go, third quarter. We got a ball game. The adjustment made, 2 blockers staying in the backfield ahead of Ortega. And then using Vasquez behind that. And that drive looked rather easy for Rio Hondo to put points on the board. Extra point coming up for Rio Hondo. Good snap, kick is away, and it is good. 3-point game. Bearcats with the lead. They'll get the ball for the first time in the second half after this.
That'll bring your score to Raymondville Bearcats.
Head to downtown Harlingen for great food, shopping, fitness, and fun. Welcome to Coletti's. Take a break for a quick lunch with handmade burgers, pastas, salads, sandwiches, and pizza. After a long day, have dinner with us where we have over 20 new menu items. Join us for Margarita Fridays and live music Fridays and Saturdays on the patio. Make any day memorable at Coletti's. Visit colettis.net. Downtown Harlingen. It's where you belong.
Back here at Raymondville on a Friday night, 8:46 to go, and the Bearcats at one time led this game 17-0. It's now a 17-14 game as Raymondville will get their hands on the football for the first time here in the second half with 8:46 remaining after Rio Hondo took the opening kickoff, marched it downfield, assisted by a 15-yard penalty in the middle of that drive, but Danny Vasquez got on his horse and ended up putting points on the board. Bearcats to return the kick. Will be going east to west. Again, there's no, well, now the wind has picked up a bit as the flag's unfurled out there. It was standing still to start this football game. Looks like it's going crossfield out of the north. Kick is a low roller. Off a return man at the 20-yard line, picked up at the 18. Trying to get to the left-hand side with some room down the left sideline for the Bearcats out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Seam opened up that time for Marcus Capetillo. And now the Bearcats offense will make their way on the field. They've outgained Rio Hondo 167-72 in total offense. And now there's going to be the ball marked down at the 32. Bearcat offense on the field. Pazaz stays in at quarterback, empties the backfield. 4 receivers on the right-hand side on this first down play. First time we've seen that this evening for the Bearcats. Pazaz rolls right-hand side, looks for some blockers, got a seam out across the 35 to the 40-yard line. That's an 8-yard gain on first down. All those receivers out there and everybody turned into blockers for the Bearcats. Ball down at the 40 for the Bearcats. 8:18 to go here in the third quarter. Wide left is Ledesma. Joining him on the left-hand side is Justin Cantu. Jacob Pazaz in the backfield at the quarterback spot. Capetillo to his left-hand side in motion. Here comes Armendariz looking for a block. Left sideline. Got a block. Turns on the Jets. Got it out across the midfield stripe in a hurry. Ended up gaining 12. Could have went to the house and he had one more step. Chains move for the Bearcats. Mark the ball down at their own 47. And so this trying to be the answer for the Raymondville Bearcats. First down play. Pazaz keeps 2 backs offset to his right. Now he shifts them up. 1 back in the backfield. Running right-hand side behind the block. Got in the secondary in a hurry to the 40-yard line. 35-30 down the middle of the field to the 20, the 15, 10-5. Touchdown, Bearcats. Jacob Pazaz with the read and 52 yards later scores. 52 yards to the house for Jacob Pazaz. What did I tell you during the pregame that the coaches said it could be 50-48 by the time it's done? Each team comes out swinging here to start the second half, and that's a great answer for the Raymondville Bearcats after Rio Hondo marched it down and scored to cut the lead to 3. Extra point. High snap, get it down, kick away, good. Bearcats back up by 10 on their home field. Kickoff after this.
Monster Car Wash has it all. Bring your ride and we'll make it right. Save $5 on the Golden Monster Wash with your ticket stub. Interior wipe down, vacuum, and polish. Relax and grab a bite while we make your ride look new again. That's the good stuff. Monster Car Wash, #1.
Back here in Raymondville, Texas on a Friday night. And thanks again for joining us here for the broadcast. I'm Joe Bowling here on Rio Sports. And the halftime adjustments, well, immediately you could see that Rio Hondo went with an overload situation with extra blockers in the backfield, and they used that to their advantage to score points. Well, counter that. Raymondville comes out with multiple receivers overloading one side of the field. They all turn into blockers. Opens up some holes, and the Bearcats put points on the board right back at you. Bearcats to kick it off. And again, I do not anticipate this kick going anywhere near Daniel Vasquez, back as a return man for the Bobcats of Rio Hondo. 7:43 remaining in the third quarter. They rolled the initial kick up the field to start the second half. This time they'll do it again. Off a man. This bounces back. Bearcats are going to recover. Big scrumble. I think they got it. They had a great chance. If they didn't get that, they missed a big opportunity. It is Bearcat ball.
It looks like it's going to be Raymondville football.
Ricocheted off a front man on the Rio Hondo side of things, and wow, what a change of momentum for the Bearcats. Boy, they almost threw a flag on one of the Raymondville kids. Came running off with the football. They had already put a new football on the field. That's the only thing that saved a 15-yard penalty right here. Now a timeout's going to be called. Raymondville coaching staff going to say, hey, let's talk about probably what just happened. That would have been 15-yard penalty. Bearcat football, 7:34 to go. Momentum just swung back to the home side. Back after this.
If you just graduated high school, are looking to change careers, or to upgrade your job skills, Texas Southmost College is the place to start. With over 50 certificates and associate degrees to choose from, TSC has the career for you. At TSC, you get a quality education that's close to home. Earn a certificate or an associate degree and get the education you need for today and tomorrow's job market.
Wouldn't you like to be in demand?
Register now at Texas Southmost College in Brownsville.
Bearcat Offense will take over on the 43-yard line. Number 9, pick up of about 4.
Bearcats took a timeout after the kickoff. Ricocheted off a Rio Hondo Bobcat and went back a good 18 to 20 yards. And then it literally bounced off a Bearcat player and rolled back the other way. That's why they went from having 4 guys there to recover a loose football to having to fight to get it. Now a first down play results in a penalty against the Rio Hondo Bobcats, and it goes for 15 yards. And so now we'll have the drive starting at the Rio Hondo 38-yard line. 1st and 10 with 7:29 to go in the third quarter. Out of the gate, Rio Hondo scores a touchdown to cut this to a 3-point game, and since then the Bearcats have matched the ante and upped the ante and are looking to score more. Pazas looking with a pass, left-hand side. It's going to be picked off in the secondary for the Bobcats, and they get the ball right back. Then a penalty comes in behind the play. And it's going to be post-possession. 2 players tangled up there. And we'll take a look at what the officials call here. They're looking like it's against Raymondville. Interception occurred back at the 10-yard line, so it wasn't going to be great field position, but now here comes the penalty. Unsportsmanlike against both teams, so it's going to be an automatic first down. Which direction? Which direction? Are they going to call that as the play was occurring? If they do that, it's going to negate an interception. It looked like that penalty was thrown well after the interception, but now the discussion being made by the officials. Here it comes. It's got to be post-possession, I believe. All right, so it was a penalty against the Bearcats before the pass was delivered, which the Bobcats declined. Ball went downfield, was intercepted at the 10-yard line. Then a penalty occurred post-possession against the Bobcats of Rio Hondo. They accept that penalty, half the distance to the goal line, so it is good news. You got the football. Bad news, you're at your 5-yard line if you're Rio Hondo. 7:09 to go in the third quarter. But again, it's dodging a major bullet for the Bobcats because momentum was all on Raymondville's side. Now we'll see if that defense can come up with some big plays here. Rocky James lobbying a case over there on the sidelines for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. The officials explaining again the call, giving him an option. Hey, you can take the penalty. It'll be Raymondville football. Rio Hondo will operate out of a shotgun formation from their end zone. Running play, here comes Vasquez, out across the 5 to the 10 to the 15, rolls out to the 17-yard line, and that's a quick 15 yards. Vasquez has just brought out a new life. Already now 11 carries, 73 yards on the ground. Of his last 4 carries, 3 of them for 15 yards each. 6:49 to go in the third quarter. Here comes Vasquez again. Slips a tackle, spins past another, hit out across the 22-yard line. It's good enough for at least a 4-yard gain. Make it 5.
And a little help on number 50. Rudy.
Danny Vasquez now, 12 carries for 78 yards. Rio Hondo still under 100 yards of offense on the night as a team. 6:20 left here in the third quarter. Shotgun formation for Ortega. Drops back to throw this time. Has some time. Heaves the ball downfield. Got a man. It's going to be caught inside the 45, and that's a first down. Cross Gonzalez makes the catch, and then he gets hit after the play, and then another flag comes rolling in. It's a 38-yard gain to Cross Gonzalez, and then it appears as though there's going to be some extra yards assessed here after the play. 6:03 to go. Potentially there could be 2 personal fouls on this play against Raymondville, and if it is, that means you got a 32-yard completion or a 38-yard completion, and then you may have up to 30 yards of penalty yards tacked on after that, or at least down inside the 10 as the ball is spotted at the 41 or 38. Here's the 2 flags. Oh, they go offsetting penalties, so they get each player. So no extra yards on that. Count the completed passes. Both penalties occurred after the tackle was made. Rio Hondo, 1st and 10 from the Raymondville 40-yard line. Bearcats had a real true opportunity to take control of this football game after recovering that kickoff. And now with half of the third quarter remaining and the entire fourth quarter remaining, the Bobcats of Rio Hondo trying to turn this right back into a competitive football game. On this play, Ortega takes a snap, hands it off to Vasquez, just runs off a right guard this time. Down about the 36-yard line. 4 yards on the carry. Cooley in on the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Bobcats. Rio Hondo suddenly with 134 yards of offense, 130 of that coming in about 6.5 minutes here in the second half. Ortega lines up. Overload the right side. Vasquez stays in the backfield behind Ortega. On 2nd and 6. They'll run it right side. This time, nothing doing. Vasquez hit at the line of scrimmage. First guy there to make the stop was Dylan Ramirez. Noe Zambrano. I'll go ahead and keep saying his name. He's in every play. And now it's 3rd and 5 coming up for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. Zambrano was literally, if he wasn't in the play, he was in the vicinity of the play every play in the first half defensively for the Bearcats. Lines up right over the middle this time of the center. And here comes penalties on the play. Ortega fires a pass. It's complete. Down inside the 25-yard line to the 23. Take a look at this flag. Bearcats are saying against the Bobcats. If it is, usually they blow that play dead. Jesus Garay on the catch. That'll be against the Bearcats. Like I said, usually on that play, if it's offsides against the offense, they blow the play dead. They let the play continue, which gave an indication that, okay, this may be against the defense. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats at the 22 of the Bearcats. Pitch back to Vasquez. This time he goes nowhere. Somehow got back to the line of scrimmage. First guy there to turn him back up inside was Thomas Zambrano. No gain on the play, and again, fortunately for Vasquez that he was actually get back to the line of scrimmage. He's got 85 yards on the night on 15 carries. Clock running. We're inside 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bobcats with the football at the 20, call it the 22 and a half of the Bearcats. On this second down play, Ortega drops back, play action, rolls right. Here comes some pressure. Now he plants, fires, tipped away, incomplete. Hernandez was over there. They flooded the zone with receivers on the right side. Ortega reached back for a little extra on that pass. That had some zip on it. And it was rifling through there, through some traffic. Hernandez didn't have a real clean look. He, too, was spinning away from a defender. By the time he got his eyes on the ball, it was there and passed him in a hurry. Empty backfield now on 3rd and 10 for Ortega. 3:29 to go in the third quarter. 3 receivers left side. Drops back to throw. Here comes pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Cooley untouched, hit him first, and then 3 other guys were there to help out. And the Bearcat defense makes another big play. Loss of 7 on the play. 4th down and 17 to go from the 30. And now we'll see what the call is on the Rio Hondo side of things. Looks like the offense staying on the field. Ortega stays in the shotgun formation, empty backfield. 3 receivers left-hand side, single receivers to their 2 receivers right. On this 4th down play, dropping back, a deep drop, looking over the middle screen. Here's Vasquez, 30, 25, 20, takes on a tackler, short of first down yardage, and the Bearcats get the stop. Vasquez ended up gaining 12 on the play, but because of that sack on 3rd down, it's a turnover on downs, and the Bearcats send the offense onto the field from their own 18-yard line. The hit at the end of that play is just something else. That's a big-time stick to shut down Vasquez on the run. First down play for the Bearcats of Raymondville. 2:33 left in the third quarter. Stutter step up the middle. Noe Zambrano on the carry. And a lot of extracurricular stuff going on after the play. There's the flags.
Why you take your freaking helmet off, dude? That's a 15-yarders.
There was a lot of extra stuff going on, and then Officials came running in and then threw a flag. Now call it against the Bearcats. So that was going to be after the play as well. So it was no gain, which made it 2nd and 10, but now they'll go half the distance to the goal line and mark the ball back to the 9 for the Bearcats. Operating with a 10-point cushion. Bearcats, though, with 2:19 left in the third quarter, would like to get this ball moving downhill. Shotgun formation. Shift everyone over right side. Poses, sends another man in motion, rolls out right side, now looks back over the field, gives up some ground, still looking. Right side, gonna keep it, gonna run out across the 15 to the 17-yard line. A peel back block just leveled one of the Bobcats. That'll be a 9, make it a 12-yard gain for Poses. You can see the hit coming up here on the replay. Right about there. It's off the camera. Right about here. Coming up in front of the official. Bang. No flag on the play. 3rd down. They got the penalty yards back, did the Bearcats. It's still 3rd and long. Call it 9 yards to go. Minute 57 left in the third quarter. 3 receivers shift out left side. 1 receiver right side for the Bearcats. Poses, takes the snap, gives up some ground. Here comes some pressure, fires the ball over the middle, incomplete. That's a 3 and out in essence. Factor in a penalty. And it's punting time for the Bearcats. Minute 51 left in the third. And now back to return the kick for the Rio Hondo Bobcats goes Frank Hernandez, and they should get good field position out of this exchange. Hernandez stands at his 45 already. Punter stands inside the 10 for the Bearcats. Snap is a good one. The kick is away. Hernandez took a look, then paled away from it. It takes a roll about the 44-yard line. Then there's a flag after the play. 2 players got tangled up again. Football at the 44. It's not going to be there for long. I'll tell you where it is after this. This is RioSportsLive.com.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit HinoGas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
It's always a holiday at the Restore.
Come check us out at 507 North 1st Street.
Miss a day, miss a deal.
We're open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit us today.
Back here, there was indeed a personal foul called at the end of that play, and that's becoming the norm here in this football game in the second half. It's going back and forth between the two teams, this time against the Rio Hondo Bobcats. So instead of starting in a field position outside their 40, they have to start a drive inside their 30. On first down, Josiah Ortega with 1:40 left here in the third. Appears to be changing up the play at the line of scrimmage. High snap, hands it off Vasquez, off left tackle. Takes it out across the 30 to about the 32. 4 yards on the carry for Vasquez. 2nd and 6 coming up. Minute 24 to go. You still get the feeling if Rio Hondo can score here, this thing could get crazy in the fourth quarter. If the Bearcats can get it into the fourth with a 10-point lead, well, you might breathe a little easier. Ortega looks to pass and threw that one well over the receiver's head. Cross Gonzalez really never had a prayer at getting to that football. Incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 6. Now you're in danger of a quick possession if you're the Rio Hondo Bobcats and giving the ball back to Raymondville.
3rd and about 6 for the
10-point game. Raymondville led by 10 at the halftime break. Each team has scored a touchdown here in the third quarter. That was right out of the gate. Empty backfield now for Josiah Ortega. Let's see if the Bearcats bring some pressure again. They've been showing it, and here they come. Everybody up the middle, over the middle, wide open. Vasquez dropped the ball, and that was 6 points. At the midfield stripe, Danny Vasquez had nothing but clear sailing in front of him. Football right in the breadbasket. Dropped it, incomplete pass, punting time for the Bobcats. The Bearcats brought the entire house right up the middle, emptied the middle of the field. Vasquez ran the route. Everything was beautiful on the Rio Hondo side of things except for the final catch, and Vasquez will be looking at that for a while. Punting play for the Bobcats. Spiraling kick to the right side. It's going to be fielded, giving up some room. Now inside the 20. Here comes a penalty. Back out across the 30 for the Bearcats. This one's coming back. It's out about the 32-yard line on the return. And now we'll see where this drive starts. Penalties thrown back around the 18-yard line of the Bearcats. 48 seconds left here in the third quarter. As again, is becoming the norm. When the change of possession is when we're seeing these penalty flags more so than not. This time it's going to be a block infraction. I'm certain of that. Legal block in the back. So the Bearcats would have been outside their 30, 1st and 10 to start the drive. Now they'll march it down inside the 10. From the 8-yard line with 48 seconds left in the third quarter. The good news on the Raymondville side is with each of these exchanges, that clock is running. We're going to get to the fourth quarter here, barring something big happening on this first down play. Running play for Cantu out across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Justin Cantu on the carry. His 5th carry of the night. He's got 20 yards. Check that. That's an 11-yard gain. So the Bearcats have a first down. Bearcats, with 30 seconds on the game clock, will have to take one more snap to get us to the fourth quarter. Lazas in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers right-hand side. Single back in the backfield. Man in motion. Low snap. Hands the ball off. And here comes Armendariz. Takes it up in the secondary. Now to the 30-yard line. Down on his horse. 40, 45 midfield. Makes a move. Down to the 44. Inside the 40. First down. And then a penalty behind the play. And then a hat thrown behind the play. 4.8 seconds to go. And the first flag, I believe, was against Rio Hondo. And there may be a second flag. Armendariz, once he got on his horse, wasn't going to be stopped. And this may be an indication of 2 penalties against the same player again, because the flag was thrown, and then the official turned around and threw his hat in the same player. Football. Two unsportsmanlikes at the end of that play. This is a 30-yard penalty coming up. 30-yard penalty after a 43-yard gain. That is a 73-yard gain. 4.8 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And the Raymondville Bearcats will be in the red zone of the Bobcats. They'll spot the ball down at the 17-yard line. Bearcats race up to the line of scrimmage. We still have one more play to close out this third quarter. Bearcats in a shotgun formation for Bazas. Capetillo stays in the backfield to his right side. That takes us to the end of the quarter. We didn't have to take a snap. What a crazy third. 14 points scored and 76 penalty flags. Back after this.
There's lots to see and do in the Rio Grande Valley. If this means the world to you, trust your vision to Gulf Coast Eye Institute. For over 25 years, we've served patients with comprehensive care using the latest technology. Our team of doctors cover a wide spectrum of eye care specialties with locations across South Texas for your convenience, and always treat you with compassionate care. We want you to keep seeing and doing everything South Texas has to offer. Gulf Coast Eye Institute, your world, your vision.
Back here on RioSportsLive.com. Yes, we're in the fourth quarter of play. Let me see if I can add that on the fly here. I'm trying. This is going to be ugly as I put it up here.
I could definitely see Rio Hondo coming back.
They need 7 points, not 3.
You're right.
And there's a coach. He's got to be arguing. Coach,
that's Rocky.
You need to call a timeout.
I know. He's let him come out too much on the field.
Yeah, the ref got to let him know. You need to call a timeout. Now he's arguing because they ejected the player.
It doesn't matter.
A lot of talk going on.
The reason is that this coach does not want to understand that no player.
There was actually ejection on the Rio Hondo side things, and that's what they're talking about right now.
That's it. You cannot mouse off an official. That's automatic ejection.
They got it right.
First down play.
Number 13 with a handoff.
Running play for the Bearcats.
Back to the original line of scrimmage. What happened to the offside?
Second down. Call it 10 yards to go as we are in the fourth quarter of play in Raymondville. Bearcats on a second down. Hand the ball off. A quarterback keeper, right-hand side, tries to turn the corner. Hit low at about the 15-yard line. Pazas dives forward. Marked down at the 13. Make it the 14. Now the 13. So third down and 6 coming up for Raymondville. A field goal really wouldn't assist the Bearcats too much in this game. It would force Raymondville or Rio Hondo to score 2 touchdowns. So it would extend the lead to at least that. Play clock is down to 5. Pozas going to have to use a timeout. They will. Bearcats lead 24-14. Fourth quarter continues after this.
Pass up the savings at Mikasa Furniture. Score big at Mikasa Furniture.
7533 Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville.
Back here at Raymondville on a Friday night. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Bearcats. They overload the left-hand side. Running play. Pozas ducks his head, gets down to the 10. That's short of first down yardage. And decision time coming up for the Bearcats. You kick a field goal again, it's a 13-point lead. And they're bringing the field goal unit in. It will force Rio Hondo to have to score 2 touchdowns if this is good. 10-14 to go. They'll mark it down at the – they'll spot the kick at the 18-yard line. This is the 28-yard attempt, and certainly Saul Garcia has shown the ability to reach from there easily. High snap, get the ball down, kick is long, high, and good. Garcia, another field goal. Bearcats up 13. Kickoff coming up after this. Looking to add that special look to your home? Then stop by Nip and Tuck Draperies in downtown Harlingen. With a wide assortment of draperies, blinds, bedspreads, and more, they specialize in creating exactly what you want. Quilting done right in the shop, in the workroom. Open Monday through Friday, or call today for free estimates at 956-428-4331. Visit us on Facebook or stop by 214 East Jackson. It's Nip and Tuck Draperies as you shop downtown Harlingen. Back here in Raymondville, they talked about rain moving in. That hasn't happened yet. The wind has really picked up out of the north, though, which means it's coming across the field as the Rio Hondo Bobcats send the kick return team back onto the football field. They trail now in this game by 13, and that represents the biggest lead of the game for the Bearcats, who have led since the first score of the ball game. 9:53 left in the football game. Fourth quarter action here. Live audio on a Friday night here on Rio Sports Live. You can watch the replays. You can also watch the highlights. I'll run those pretty quick after this game. Our thanks again to the Raymondville School District for assisting us with a spot to broadcast the game, and also with the camera work being provided. The students over here, I'm watching them directing, doing a good job. Kickoff, and here come the Bobcats on the return. Trying to get across field. They'll take it out across the 30, 35-yard line to the 40-yard line on the return. Nice return that time. That was actually Fabian Torres on the return. So the officials mark it down, and here comes the Bearcat offense. Now, it's not urgent time yet if you're Rio Hondo, but you don't want to take too much time off the clock. And you need to get it in the end zone 2 different times. 9:44 to go. You've been outgained 310 yards to 166 in offense here on the night. Ball's down at the 40. Bobcats are ready now. A Bobcat comes off the sideline. I think they called a timeout first. The official threw a flag as the player come running out there. His helmet was off, but he thought it was a timeout. Now we're waiting for the call here. No flag on the play. 9:23 left. Rio Hondo had to burn a timeout, though. They've only got 2 left. Back after this.
We're this close. We are this close.
Of wanting
to making history. This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again.
This close. We are this close to ending polio.
All we need is you.
This close. If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Back here at Raymondville, and the Bobcats of Rio Hondo now have the football, 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line, and they'll look to throw. Looking for a ball down the left-hand side. That's incomplete. Hernandez was the intended receiver. Nice move made by Josiah Ortega to buy himself a little time to deliver that pass. Ortega, though, 6 of 17 for 86 yards in this game, and you go back to a span, he completed 3 passes in a row here in the second half for 11, 38, and 21 yards. After that, there's been little to no production in the passing game for the Bobcats here in this contest. 2nd down and 10 from their own 41 for the Bobcats. Ortega this time hands it off to Vasquez, leaps over a man, got out across the 42. Short yardage, 3rd and long coming up. Daniel Vasquez now 17 carries for 92 yards. Raymondville, 253 yards on the ground, 57 in the air. Rio Hondo now with 83 yards on the ground and 86 in the air, so that's 50-50 on the production. Limited what it is. Third down play. Pass play. Ortega has some time this time. Lofts it down to Hernandez. One-handed catch attempt, incomplete. Good blanketed coverage down there by the Raymondville Bearcats. And so the Bobcats will have to send the punting team onto the football field with 8:54 left here in the fourth. If this maintains its pace, it's going to set up a big matchup next week right back here on this field as Port Isabel, who is making some steam forward, my friends. They'll be here next Friday night. The punt is away, low kick. Takes a Rio Hondo bounce inside the 20 and rolls out of bounds at the 18-yard line of the Bearcats, and that's where they'll take over. Now they lead by 13. They can do some clock management here. Back after this.
I opened Alex Ron with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alexandria, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
Bearcats up. 8:19 left here in this football game. On 2nd and 4. Play clock still at 10. They're waiting. They're taking some time off the clock. It'll go under 8. They'll take the snap. Running play, right side. Trying to go wide is Armendariz. He's got a first down. Stays in bounds across the 30. Now they'll blow the play dead. Will they blow it dead long enough to move the chains, or will they stop the clock because he went out of bounds?
And you know what's next? That'll be another Raymondville Bearcat. First down.
First down. They haven't started the clock yet. Play clock is at 20. So they did say that Armendariz went out of bounds, so it stops the clock. It'll crank up on the snap here. Bearcats on first down. From their own 30. Option play. Quarterback keeper Pazaz stays in bounds, stays right up the middle of the field across the 35 to the 37. Or again, Bobcats of Rio Hondo have 2 timeouts left here. That was a 6-yard gain for Pazaz. Jacob Pazaz now 12 carries, 130 yards. Armendariz 6 carries, 108 yards. Is this yardage is suddenly racking up for the Raymondville Bearcats here tonight. Second down play, Pazaz lets the play clock run. It's down to 10. Game clock at 7:15 left in the football game. Running play in the backfield. The runner is going to be hit, and down he goes. Justin Cantu. Football comes loose. They'll say it was down. Check out how many yards they lose on that play. Probably 6. Clock's running now with 6:50 to go here in this fourth quarter of play. 3rd and 9. Now if you're Rio Hondo, you're just looking out at your defense saying we've got to get a stop right now. Play clock at 12 as they break out of the huddle. Here come the Bearcats. Pazaz sets him down. Empty backfield with 7. Now he has a man to his left side. Takes a snap at 3. Drops back to throw. Has some time. Looks downfield. It's going to be up for grabs. Tipped away incomplete. And that'll stop the clock with 6:19 to go in the game. That benefits the Rio Hondo Bobcats a bit. As they'll bring the punt return team out onto the field, and Frank Hernandez drifts back. They've had some magic on the special teams with a kick return for a touchdown. Frank Hernandez, who is one of the premier playmakers on this team, has yet to catch a pass, has yet to make a play. Is he due? That's the question. He stands at his 30. Good snap back. The kick is a high, short punt. Nothing doing on the return. It does take a Bearcat bounce and rolls inside the 40-yard line and out of bounds right about the 38. And that's where the Bobcats will take over. 6:08 left in this football game. They're down 2 scores. Go ahead and keep it right here. Reminding you, we've got volleyball tomorrow from Lyford, and we've got football coming your way. We're trying to get a third volleyball game as Los Fresnos is taking on Hannah. I need some announcers, my friends. First down play. Empty backfield for the Bobcats. They look to throw over the middle. That's going to be incomplete. Cross Gonzalez climbed the ladder to go after the catch. He knew he was going to get hit, and he was. Dropped the pass incomplete. Stops the clock with 6:09 to go. That was a quick route that time. Quick release by Ortega, and that'll offset that pressure that the Bearcats have been applying throughout the game. Second and 10. Swing pass, left-hand side to Hernandez. His first catch of the night. Spins forward out across the 42-yard line. Stays in bounds. So the clock, which is going to be the enemy now of the Rio Hondo Bobcats, continues to run. 5:44 left in this game. Ortega now 7 of 20 in the air for 92 yards. Again for Hernandez, that's his first catch for just 6 yards. 3 receivers set right side, 2 receivers left on this 3rd down and 5 play. Running play and nothing there, but Ortega gets out of it. Dives forward, might have got a first down. Tremendous second effort by Josiah Ortega, and he will get a first down. Looked like he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, and somehow he just kept those legs churning and then just dove for the last 2 yards. Clock running with 5:10 to go. Empty backfield, first down for Ortega. Look for them to go vertical on this play. Drops back, here comes pressure. Over the middle, diving catch is made. That's by Hernandez. Here comes a penalty at the end of that, maybe a late hit. Hernandez made what was a terrific catch, which would have been a 9-yard game, but that's a late hit on the quarterback. And that's a 15-yard penalty against the Bearcats. In this contest, 9 of the last 10 years, Rio Hondo has won this thing. So when you're a Bearcat fan, you're sitting there saying, let's just get this over with. 4:57 left. Bobcats get a new life inside the 30-yard line. They mark it down after the penalty. Vasquez in the backfield. Ortega waits for the snap, shifts Vasquez out. He'll go right side. Ortega drops back to throw. Looking right side. In traffic. It's going to be tipped away incomplete. Vasquez was down there, but good defense played by the Bearcats. And an incomplete pass. Clock stops with 4:51 to go. If the Bobcats can get it in the end zone in the next, let's just say 50 seconds, that's 4 minutes left. They've got 2 timeouts left. If they can do that without burning the timeouts, they've got a shot. They're going to have to go deep again. Here comes pressure up the middle. Ortega hit, and down he goes. Another big sack this time for the Bearcats. And that's your sophomore, Dylan Ramirez, with another big hit.
Get on side, guys. Come on, learn how to win, dog.
3rd down in a bundle now, as that's a 12-yard loss. Now make it a 9-yard loss. 3rd and 19. Empty backfield for Josiah Ortega. Bearcats showing blitz again, and here they come. He gets away from one man this time. He's got some time. Fires a pass downfield. He's got a man. Diving catch at the 1, incomplete. Cross Gonzalez was down there. Once Ortega got away from the rush, he actually had time to scan the field, and Gonzalez ran the right route. Fourth down play for the Bobcats. Clock stops with 4 minutes left here in the fourth. From the 38-yard line of Raymondville, Rio Hondo. There's a timeout by the officials on the field. That's an official timeout. I don't think any team called a timeout. The officials did. Find out why after this.
If you're looking for custom hats, shirts, or jackets, then you want MasterChef. Custom embroidery and screen printing are what we do. Any logo or design, great quality at the right price. For shirts like this, it's Master Stitch. 2500 US 281 Edinburgh.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Bobcats of Rio Hondo on 4th and 19. Have the football with 4 minutes left in this game. Need a big play here. Ortega trying to keep his team's hopes alive, slim as they are. Drops back to throw, fires a pass, and it's going to be tipped away incomplete. Hernandez was there, and then the hit was delivered at the same time as the ball was arriving. Juan J.J. Rosas. And so the Bearcats of Raymondville take over 1st and 10 with 3:55 left in the game, and the Bobcats of Rio Hondo have one timeout remaining. Remember, all 4 teams in this district will make the playoffs, so a win or a loss here doesn't do anything postseason-wise except for change your position on where you'll be. We talked to both coaches, and they're saying, you know, I've looked at it too. There's no what we call a big bad wolf out there in the other district waiting. So first or second place is kind of 50-50 this year. Running play by Posas, and he gets it out across the 45-yard line, stays in bounds, so the clock will keep running for the Bearcats of Rio Hondo. Gain 9, 2nd and 1 coming up. Second down and 1. Bearcats break out of the huddle. Poses doing his best Ezekiel Elliott imitation that time after the first down. Of course, he didn't get a first down, which is when he waits to do it. But, hey, he keeps the clock running. I think that's what he wanted to do. 2nd and 1. Running play this time with some room for the Bearcats. That's enough for a first down on a carry by Capetillo. Got it right to the midfield stripe. And right now there's not a lot the Rio Hondo Bobcats can do. 3 minutes left in this football game. They've got one timeout remaining. Bearcats up 13. They jumped out to a 17-0 lead in this game. Rio Hondo cut it to 3 in the third quarter, but the Bearcats have responded. Play clock down to 7, game clock down to 2:34. Posas takes a snap, keeps it himself, running play left-hand side. He's got some room across the 40 to the 35-yard line. That's enough for a first down on a 15-yard carry. And now the clock will run even further. Spot the ball down. There's 26 on the play clock, 2:18. So they can go inside 2 minutes here before they take a snap. And the Raymondville Bearcats just need to execute a couple of snaps here. And they'll celebrate. 9 out of 10 times these teams have played, and Rio Hondo's got the win. Not this year. Pozas running play to the right-hand side. Spun forward, got to the 30. Ends up gaining 5. Remember, you go back to the first half, it was 4 yards of total offense for the Rio Hondo Bobcats. They put up 169 yards total. Raymondville now with 354 yards of offense. 2 guys over the 100-yard mark in rushing. Pozas with 159, Armendariz with 108. Minute 20 and counting in this ball game. Pozas stands in the backfield on second down. Hands it off on a jet sweep left side. Bouncing it back to the middle of the field. Fighting forward, Armendariz carries for about 3. Rio Hondo with a minute left. Still has 1 timeout left. On third down, Raymondville Bearcats, their fans stuck around. They're starting to make a lot more noise out there. More streamers are coming out as this Bearcat team senses it's going to be a done deal. Play clock at 10. Pozas has to take 1 snap, and that will do it here on third down. Runs it left side, going to get hit, gives up some ground, now runs it right-hand side. 25 to the 21-yard line, got a first down. 17 seconds left in the game, and that should all but seal the deal for the Raymondville Bearcats. And after losing in game 1 to La Feria, this team has turned it on, my friends. And they were tested here tonight. They knew it coming in. 5 seconds left and counted down to 1 and now zeros. Raymondville wins it 27-14. The Bearcats knock off the Bobcats of Rio Hondo. Final score here 27-14. It was a dominating performance in the first half by the defense, and then the offense did their job in the second half to maintain the lead. Final score, 27-14. Watch the highlights, watch the replay. I'm Joe Bowling for RioSportsLive.com. I'm going to rest my voice. Got a lot of talking to do tomorrow. See you next time. Good night.